913 words within target range. Here's the final script. The suffocating reason the ground beneath your feet hoards an invisible inferno from you. And in 1971, in the Karakum desert of Turkmenistan, it swallowed an entire drilling rig whole and has been burning, non-stop, for over 50 years. Soviet engineers expected the fire to die out in a few weeks. It never went dark. Not once. Not for a single night. And the honest answer for why is something even the scientists who have stood at its edge refuse to fully agree on. Right now, under your street, under your foundation, under the field you walk your dog through, there could be a pocket of the exact same gas. Methane, colorless, odorless, waiting in rock you've never seen and never will. You don't feel it building. You don't hear it shifting. The ground just looks like ground, solid, boring, done deciding what it's going to do. But the earth is still moving gas around down there like a thief moving cash between vaults, and every so often it gets caught. In Turkmenistan, it got caught in the worst possible way. And what happened next is the reason a hole in the desert has outlived the empire that dug it. In 1971, Soviet geologists were drilling for oil in the Karakum desert, chasing a promising reserve. Instead, their rig punched straight through the crust into a hollow limestone cavern packed with natural gas. The ground beneath the entire drilling platform gave way. Trucks, equipment, the rig itself, all of it dropped into a crater roughly 230 feet wide, swallowed in seconds. No one was killed, but the crater began venting methane immediately, and it didn't stop. Poisonous gas spread low across the desert floor toward the nearby village of Darvaza. Engineers made a fast, brutal call: light it on fire. Burn off the gas before it killed someone in their sleep. They expected the reserve to empty out in a week, maybe two. That was the plan. Ignite it, walk away, let it finish itself. It didn't finish. Decades passed. The fire kept going. Soviet records on the site grew thin, then vanished with the collapse of the USSR, and for years almost nobody outside Turkmenistan even confirmed the crater still existed. Then, in 2013, explorer George Kuronis became the first person to rappel down into it, wearing a heat-resistant suit, breathing bottled air, descending into flames that had been burning since before his own parents were born. What he found waiting at the bottom broke the simple story. Microbial life, bacteria thriving in soil samples pulled from inside an active fire pit hot enough to melt equipment. Life, persisting in a place engineers had assumed was sterile. The crater wasn't just burning, it was hosting something. Here's what actually keeps it alive, and why nobody can put a clean number on it. The cavern isn't a single sealed tank of gas that should have run dry decades ago. It's connected to a much larger, poorly mapped network of fractured limestone beneath the Karakum, still slowly feeding methane upward from deeper reserves nobody has fully surveyed. Turkmenistan sits on one of the largest natural gas reserves on the planet, and the door to hell is essentially an open wound bleeding straight from it. In 2010, the Turkmenistan government, embarrassed by a fire visible from space and losing exportable gas every single hour, ordered it closed. Officials studied capping it, flooding it, smothering it. Nothing worked. You cannot cap a hole that keeps reopening new paths for gas to escape through cracked rock. By 2022, the president was publicly ordering scientists to find a way to extinguish it, worried about both the wasted energy reserve and the greenhouse gas pouring out uncontained, unmeasured, every day for over half a century. Methane is over 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide at trapping heat in the short term, and this single hole has been releasing it, unfiltered, since before color television reached most of the world. As of now, it's still burning. Nobody has stopped it. Nobody has fully mapped what's feeding it. This isn't just a strange desert landmark. It's a live demonstration of something happening quietly under populated ground all over the planet. Methane craters have been erupting without warning across Siberia, blasting permafrost skyward as buried gas pockets destabilize in warming soil. Homes have exploded from gas migrating through ground fractures nobody surveyed. The door to hell simply put a visible, permanent flame on a process that is usually invisible until the moment it isn't gas moving through rock you were told was solid, finding the one weak seam and taking it. Turkmenistan just happens to have 50 years of proof burning in the open where everyone can see it. Most of the planet's gas leaks don't get a flame. They get a headline after the fact, once a basement fills or a road caves in. Locals call it different names depending on who you ask. Officially, it's the Darvaza gas crater. To scientists, it's an unmonitored, unmapped, uncontrolled 54-year methane leak with a bottom nobody has actually measured. Kuronis went down into the flames. He never went down to the floor. What's actually underneath the fire, how deep the cavern runs, and how much gas is still down there feeding it remains unknown. The country that made it is now desperate to kill it. So why, after 5 decades of trying, can nobody put it out?